Hello everyone. In this lesson, we are going to add gradient, stroke, bevel and emboss add-ons in text. So this is really an important lesson for you because stylize your text and applying all these things add-ons in a text. This will really help you for getting an idea how you will stylize text using gradient, stroke, bevel and emboss add-ons. And this is really very important for you. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So what I have to do? I have to create a new document first, and you know how to do that because it's really very easy. You have to go for file menu, new option, and I'm picking my default size, that is 1080 pixel, and you just have to select it and then you have to go for create option. Okay, this is our document. So at first we have to go for this type tool, and now we have to use this type tool for typing a text. So let me click with my mouse and let me type opened online. Okay, this is my text, and I will apply gradient, stroke, bevel and emboss add-ons in here. But before that, I want to change the font style. And you know how to do that? You just have to select it, and then here is the font option, and for changing the font you just have to click here. So as an example, I want to use fire, this fire brother personal use, or you can use any kind of font that you like. Okay, opened online. Here is my text, and I want to increase my text size in bigger. Therefore, I have to increase my text size. So instead of 200, I want to go with 352. Okay, now it looks really good. And once everything setup is done, you just have to click in this tick mark. And using this move tool, I want to place this text at center of my document. Okay. Now what I have to do? I have to apply the bevel and emboss. I have to apply stroke, and I have to apply the gradient. So let's start with the gradient and make sure that this text layer is selected. So I'm selecting this effects option, and here is the gradient overlay option. Okay, so the default gradient I had from before, I'm using this one. Let me click OK. Or you can directly turn this on stroke, or you can directly use this bevel and emboss option from here. But instead of that, I'm doing manually one by one. Okay, so my bevel part and the stroke part is next, but right now, for now, the gradient is applied. So let me click OK. Okay, now I will add the stroke. So from here, I'm moving with the stroke option. Okay. The default stroke is added to my text, and you can see here it looks really nice. And let me click OK. But before OK, if you want to change the size of the stroke, you can do that. Let me increase the size of stroke. Okay, let me click OK. And now I have to apply bevel and emboss. Here is the effects option. Here is the bevel and emboss option. Okay, you can see here the depth with 136%. Instead of that, I want to go for 95%, and here is the size. So right now we have 13 pixel. I think a 16 pixel seems good, and here is the soften. Okay, 11 pixel seems good, and let me click OK. And now you can see here this text is looking much better than before. It really looks nice. So let's turn all this layer off from inside our layer panel. This is what we got. Just a green text color with a font. But when I applied my gradient, it's turning like this way. When I applied my stroke, now it looks much better than before. And when I turn on my bevel and emboss, it looks more active. So you can see the difference now. If you compare the before and after, now it's not seems good or it not seems active, but once we applied gradient, stroke, especially when we apply the stroke things in our text, the text seems more active than before. And here is the bevel and emboss. So you can see now, this is how you will apply gradient overlay, stroke, bevel and emboss at once in text. And using these three things or making a combination, your text will be looks more active or more creative or more attractive than before. So you must have to do a good practice with this. But before applying these three things, you must have to know how you will add this gradient overlay, stroke, bevel and emboss separately in the text in Adobe Photoshop.